Man, shout out to the LDBC, man. Shout out to my brothers Ticket and Mario, the hardest workers on YouTube, man. Had to chop it up with my brother Ticket earlier. Mario, man, stay grinding hard, editing these videos, dropping the great content that he drops. If y'all not subscribed already, y'all subscribe to NBA Latina. That's Mario shining great platform. His Nuggets are number one seed. Most likely will win again. So you a Nuggets fan, that's where the hell you want to be. Man, but shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to all my brothers, man. Y'all know who I rock with and fuck with. But man, let's get to it, man. You guys, after the display with the New York Knicks display last night, the New York Knicks, how the road is looking, how the outcomes is looking right now. If the New York Knicks stay the number three seed, the New York Knicks will make it to the NBA Finals. I will explain why. End of the day, that matchup against the Pacers first round, that's a favorable matchup for the New York Knicks. Um, had they been balling, had great Tom Thibodeau been coaching, I think it'll be too much for the Indiana Pacers. Plus, they don't really play elite defense. And have Jalen Brunson been balling, Halliburton can't stay in front of that man. And they don't have a great perimeter wing defender to contain them. Um, for two, the second round, let's just say they play Philly or Milwaukee. I think it's favorable for the Knicks as well, and to beat both of those teams to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals for one with Philly. Um, the game plans that Tom Thibodeau would throw out there, I think he could neutralize everybody else. Embiid, he's still not in game shape, so I think Embiid would be hindered to go against the toughness that the New York Knicks would bring. Yes, we've seen Embiid cook them in the past, but this year they got guys like OG Anunoby that you could put on Tyrese Maxey. But Philly don't have the elite perimeter defense again to contain Jalen Brunson. DiVincenzo also a good, solid defender, two-way guy that can knock down shots. The New York Knicks just been unbelievable this year with their bench and with how they've been playing defense and how hard they play night in and night out with Milwaukee. You know the shit show how they been this year. Damian Lillard, Jalen Brunson been on to Damian Lillard the whole year. With the injury of Giannis, even if he plays, I feel like he's not gonna be himself. I honestly believe the Milwaukee Bucks should sit out Giannis and not let him play in this playoffs and get whatever procedure he needs to get done before he may risk tearing his Achilles. So, end of the day, if Milwaukee was to get lucky against Philly for some reason, they will not have enough to beat the New York Knicks. So then let's go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe you play Boston, maybe you play Miami. New York Knicks been giving Miami trouble all year. New York Knicks finally got over the hump of how they always perform against Boston, and they've been performing well against Boston. And with how they outplayed them, how they play more assertive, how they play with more energy, if they stay with that intensity, I believe the New York Knicks can upset the Boston Celtics in 7 games. Boston, when it comes to things like this, they dealt with this type of roster before in Miami, and they struggle against those type of teams. They could throw different wings, they could throw different guards, they could throw different type of small ball lineups to give the Boston Celtics trouble. So I believe the New York Knicks could give them hell. And at the end of the day, I believe that the Knicks are ready. And Darscan, if you think they not, we can make a bet right now. We can make a bet right now. You can send the money to my cash app. I'll take you serious. And we can bet that the Knicks will get past the second round. I guarantee they get past the second round. End of the day, a lot of folks may doubt the Knicks. And it's not gonna be a popular topic because I'm not talking about Jay Reed. I'm not talking about Stephen Curry. I'm not talking about the Jim Crow Celtics. I'm not talking about the strippers, aka handicap Leonard. Not talking about those guys. Not talking about Luca. I'm talking about the New York Knicks that everybody then hasn't looked at properly. The team that people don't really give a lot of credit to. A team that has made strides ever since the Jalen Brunson era. They get better and better each year. That trade with OJ Anunoby get overlooked because Anunoby has missed games, but when he has played, the New York Knicks is a very difficult team to beat. And with the track record of Boston, you cannot trust the Jim Crow Celtics. You damn sure can't trust the Milwaukee Bucks right now. Philly, not really themselves because Embiid not themselves. The Miami Heat, they gonna be on a different side. So the Knicks don't have to deal with them until the Eastern Conference Finals. That's if Miami can get past the Boston Celtics or get past the play-in. And Prodigal, LeBron, he would ruin the Knicks if he go to the New York Knicks. They don't need Jay Reed this year because one thing about Tom Thibodeau, he a hard-nosed coach. He doesn't take any BS. And Tom Thibodeau will stand up to LeBron, and we know LeBron not gonna be receptible to that. We know LeBron is not gonna take that very well once Tom Thibodeau challenges him. Once Tom Thibodeau makes sure that if he doesn't play defense, he'll sit his ass down. That's one crazy ass coach in Tom Thibodeau. And LeBron don't want to deal with no shit like that. So if LeBron do go to the New York Knicks, they would have to fire Tom Thibodeau. And that would be done for the New York Knicks to fire a coach like Tom Thibodeau. So I don't see that happening. He could wish all he want, but he'll ruin that team dynamic. He doesn't need to go to New York. Keep dealing with Jenny Bus. But at the end of the day, you guys don't have to believe in the Knicks. I believe in them. Hollywood Herm trusts him. Hollywood Herm gives guys that don't get a lot of attention. Hollywood Herm is the voice of the voiceless. Hollywood Herm is not a dick rider. But end of the day, man, y'all, I just feel the New York Knicks are ready. They primed, they're ready. This how the playoffs is right now, how everything constructed, how the unsureness of how teams would be in the playoffs right now is wide open in the Eastern Conference. It's really slick wide open in the West. We gotta be honest and give the New York Knicks a shot of making it to the NBA Finals. They in the third seed for crying out loud. It's favorable in them. It's favorable for them to do this, y'all. It wouldn't be surprising if they do. A lot of guys probably would because they think it's 60 plus win Celtics should obviously run through the East. You got, I say plenty of 60 win teams get their ass kicked and don't make the finals. 94 Sonics got their asses whooped. It's plenty of 60. The Dallas Mavericks got their ass whooped by the Golden State Warriors. We believe team. Detroit Pistons got their ass whooped. So end of the day, y'all, 60 win teams always been getting their ass whooped. So is it fair to say that the New York Knicks actually have a strong chance of whooping their ass? I truly believe it. I have faith. I trust them. And like I said, y'all, this ain't gonna be popular right now. And A11 gravy, the Knicks are better without Julius Randle. If I'm the New York Knicks, if he come back, I'm bringing Julius Randle off the bench. I'm not starting him. I'm not starting him right now. I'm bringing him off the bench. To me, the Knicks can win without Julius Randle. And if he come back, bring him off the bench. Shout out to J Man. J Man, we keep it real over here, man. We keep it real. Man, the stream was so funny, y'all. I never thought that Ben Baller, a known LeBron James fan, one of the biggest fanboys on YouTube, would cook another LeBron James fanboy, John Wick, to the white meat. But end of the day, if you guys go act like y'all would be surprised if the Knicks actually make it to the NBA Finals, you guys don't know basketball. You guys just get caught up in a moment of certain things. The Knicks actually give the Boston Celtics bad problems. And, 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 and see, that's my problem with you. And focus on your Pacers. Focus on your first round potential matchup with the New York Knicks, a team that you left, a team that you left to become a Pacers fan because Reggie Miller cooked your beloved Knicks. And I believe OG Anunoby will give Jason Tatum problems in their series. And I'm telling you now, with Tatum's track record, it's not looking good. Now, but Sneed, the Heat go end up being the eighth seed, and the Heat would be on the side of the bracket with Boston. The New York Knicks would be on the side with the Bucks. The Knicks' first round potential matchup would be the Indiana Pacers. They would beat them. Second round potential matchup would either be Philly or the Bucks. They would beat both of those teams. In the Eastern Conference Finals, it's either gonna be Miami or Boston. They proven that they are tough with Miami and Boston. And yeah, my brother Showtime, he gotta hate on Kyrie because he gotta get the Clipper fan base some type of hope. But Showtime knows what Kyrie brings. And I'm gonna drop the link for your capping ass because I know you a New York Knicks hater because you already betrayed the state of New York. Super Zeke, hell no. Me and Showtime will never beef, man. That's my brother. We talk shit to each other, and plus that was good for entertainment value. So hell no. Me and Show was not beefing. We just give it great content. Real niggas don't agree on everything. If a partner is your partner, you don't have to agree on everything with your partner. And speaking of capping ass, and you sitting right here, the first thing you come in this chat when I was talking about 60-win teams getting their ass kicked, you want to come in, well, Giannis was 60 and 22 when Kawhi Leonard walked him down and put him out. The first thing you come in and do is talk about Kawhi Leonard. Why you always want to talk about a nigga that's on disability, man? How can you trust a nigga that's not on disability? And guess what? Walk dog 25. The Celtics ain't proven either. So two unproven teams. That's actually that the Knicks got a great chance. They got a great chance to get out the East. Salute to the Rivers. Hey, Real King TV. See, that's why I know a lot of guys really don't love basketball. Cause what you seeing right now with the Knicks and what they did last night. Now, I'm gonna put some realness behind it. If the Celtics wasn't serious, the Celtics already clinched the number one seed. Why the Boston Celtics don't rest their guys until the playoffs? So now you got to think since they played in that game, Boston felt it was a much needed game, and it was a game that they needed to set the tone and basically put their foot down on the Knicks. And last night, the Boston Celtics failed and they got their asses stomped. They got their asses stomped. So, end of the day, when people want to downplay what happened last night, you can't. Because the stars played. Boston played their guys. Now, if the Knicks would have whooped their ass and the Celtics didn't play Tatum, didn't play Brown, and it was just Porzingis, or they didn't play Porzingis, didn't play Tatum, it was just Jaylen Brown, that's cool. And Real King TV, if y'all saying Joe Mazzulla is horrible, y'all should agree with Hollywood Herm that it's a strong possibility that the New York Knicks can make the NBA Finals. If y'all don't trust Joe Mazzulla is that horrible. And I'm going to put it like this, Real King TV. What was Joe Mazzulla's game plan for the last night? And Nahar is the Bulls fan. If that's the case, they should not have played. Because you risking guys to get hurt. That's why I be like, when guys use that talking point, why they played then? If you're not going to try, rest your guys until the playoffs. Because you can risk injury. And guess what? The realist can relate to that. He's a stripper fan. He can relate to you can't play around. If you're not gonna try, sit your ass down. We're gonna rest you for the playoffs. We're not gonna take any chances. Now the Clippers gotta play at least win one more game just so they can have home court in the first round. So they gotta at least win one more. But besides that, they rested their guys. So why Boston not resting their guys? And you take a chance playing against the Knicks. Because guess what? Boston tried to send a message, but guess what? It flipped on them. And the New York Knicks sent the message. The New York Knicks saying, hey, we ain't no hoes. Y'all think y'all gonna have it easy? You got another thing coming. And Boston is suspect as hell. Y'all had to like Boston just all the way legit. They suspect. And Sneed, I may go to the casino and make that bet. I may make a bet that the New York Knicks are making it to the NBA Finals. Hey, Mario Face, man. Ant, bring your cat. The first thing Ant go do when I would bring it up a little historical point about 60 win teams getting their ass kicked, the first thing he want to bring up, well, Giannis was 60 and 22. The Bucks was a 60 win team, but guess what? In 2019, Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors walked them down. Hey, boy, I tell you about Ant, man. I tell you about that nigga, man. Hey, facts on Mario. And Giannis was the MVP. And Sneed, that's what I'm saying. I may take the chance, goddammit, because that's a good ass bet. Hey, y'all backstage, let me know, man, so I can get Mario to let y'all in, bro. And Ant, bring your punk ass on, because that's the first thing you did. You come here talking about the strippers. Nigga, I'm trying to talk about the Knicks making it to the finals. First thing you bring up Kawhi Leonard, man. I tell you, man. The realest, man, where they do this shit at, man? Well, Herm, since you want to talk about 60 win teams, losing Herm, well, Giannis was 60 and 22. And Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors walked him down. They put him out. Hey, man, I'll tell you, man. I don't know where they do this shit at, man. This shit wild, man. It's all love for Ant, though, man. It's all love for Ant. Nigga sound just like an old boy off a house party, man. Sound like an old boy off a house
What's
party.
good, man?
What's good, man? Salute to you, brother. What's your thoughts on, man?
Well, I want to, cause like we've seen a player in Kawhi Leonard, right, walk down a player in a team that won 62 games, right, and walk them down, right. We're talking about Kawhi Leonard. He put up one of the greatest performances in NBA history on the Bucks, and I think the Clippers, you know what I'm saying, gonna make it out the first round.
I mean, I was talking about the Knicks, though. I didn't really want to focus
Uh,
on the strippers. I was
oh,
talking about the Knicks possibly. Well, I guarantee they making it to the NBA Finals, though. I actually fit to place a bet at the casino today, saying that the New York Knicks would get through the East and they would be representing the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals. What they shown last night, I take that serious because if Boston was so-called bullshitting, they would have sat out. They would have rested their guys. But obviously, Boston wanted to set the tone and basically make a stand, letting the Knicks know they can't fuck with them, but it backfired. Now you give those guys confidence. OG Anunoby played great for the Knicks. David Chinzo did. Jalen Brunson did. The Knicks are a solid team, and they doing this
Very,
without
very
Julius
good team.
Randle.
Very, very good team. But let me start trolling. Let's be serious, Herm. They're not making the finals without Randall. Randall was too important to what the Knicks have to do.
No,
He's
no,
too.
he's not. No, no, he's not.
Yes, yes, he is.
Julius Randle actually be a hindrance to the Knicks sometimes because now, if he does play, now the ball is gonna stop more. It's not gonna move that much. He's a liability defensively.
That's not
Uh,
true, man.
he is a
Liability.
liability
A
defensively. Yes,
liability
he
is like
is.
a Dame, a Trey Young. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
And Julius Randle.
Julius
And
Randle was
Julius
nowhere
Randle.
near Dame and Trey Young as defenders.
Man, you tripping, man. You
Come on,
tripping.
Herm.
We know
Dame and
them
Trey.
damn Buck. We know the Knicks at least. I get they at least make it the Eastern Conference Finals guaranteed for sure.
Depends if Giannis plays or not.
Man, Giannis don't need to play. If he plays, man, he gonna tear his Achilles. Man, that nigga don't need to play.
Nigga, what we
Send
talking?
him
What?
out Milwaukee. Bucks do not play that man,
Why?
man.
Why would he tear his Achilles? Nigga, he ain't built like he ain't Kevin Durant.
This nigga got hurt without being touched, man. That's very serious, bro. You can't play around with no shit like that, man.
That's
Eh,
true,
you,
but
you
like,
can't
why are
play
you saying?
around with that,
I
bro.
mean, yeah, that's true, but I don't think. I think they're going to play him. Depends.
Man, they
They're
gonna
going to play
ruin that
him.
nigga career. They gonna ruin Giannis because if Giannis tears Achilles, his career done. His career would be done, man.
I don't. Why
They
would he
don't need
tear?
to do
I
that.
don't think he'll tear his Achilles though. Giannis ain't.
It's the
Giannis like.
same injury Kevin Durant had, bro.
Giannis not built like KD. They got two different body types.
Don't you know the more muscle mass and the more weight that you got, it's easier to tear ligaments?
That's fine, but they ain't built the same. Giannis has suffered a lot of crazy injuries in the playoffs and came back and performed at historic heights.
He ain't never
The
had
nigga,
this type of injury
the
though.
nigga almost broke his entire leg, nigga. It came back and dropped 35 in the finals. Like, come on,
Bro,
man.
Giannis ain't never had this type of injury.
The nigga almost broke his leg. But yeah, I see what you're saying though. I do think they sit him out the first playoff series.
I think he need to sit out the whole playoffs, man. Do not risk that boy career like that, man. Do not ruin Giannis' career because his game is based off athleticism. If you fucked around, and make that boy tear his Achilles, man, he gonna ruin his career. Do not do that to Giannis, man. And I think Giannis, I say my harsh criticisms on Giannis, but I don't want that shit to happen to him, man. He need to sit. He need to
Yeah,
sit his ass down.
you don't wish injuries on no players. Don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You don't wish injuries on no players. But yeah, I see what you're saying. But yeah, the Knicks they ain't making the finals, man. Come on, be serious, bro. The Celtics were not trying last night. If you watch that game, Herm, they were not trying at all. They played that game because they didn't want to be rusty going into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to build a losing mindset. You know what I'm saying? Going into the playoffs, but they were not trying.
Bro, if you not trying, why in the hell you playing, bro? You already clinched the number one seed. You already clinched the best record in the NBA. You already a 60 plus win team. So why risk it by playing if you're not gonna try? That's BS, bro. That's BS. That's bullshit. I don't
Did you
like that
watch the
talking
game?
point at all. That's a terrible talking point. They was trying to set a tone and basically let the Knicks know they can't fuck with them. And it backfired. And it completely backfired. That's all that happened.
Um, did you watch the game?
Bro, you do not as much as these niggas are frail, you do not risk that, bro. I don't want to hear it, bro.
I hear you. I
I
hear what you're saying,
it's already
but
a few guys that blame Joe Mazzulla for last night. I don't want to hear that, man.
now they blaming Joe Mazzulla already, nigga.
Yeah, they blame Joe Mazzulla for last night.
Man, listen, man. You know how I feel about the Celtics, man. I think they're frauds. I do think they have a solid chance to make it out the East, but I think they're complete frauds. My teams to make it out the East. would be a healthy Milwaukee but the Celtics are complete frauds. Like I don't believe in them. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, just watching that game, they were not trying. Like they were not getting the effort. They weren't rotating. They were letting players get free. They weren't fouling players when they were getting wide open layups. They just weren't really trying, and you can tell they was just really trying to play not to be rusty come playoff time. To be honest with you, they want to get some final reps in. You know what I'm saying? They didn't play a lot of minutes. I think Jason Tatum played like 32 minutes. I think he sat the entire fourth. They really weren't trying like that.
Nah, but
And
they
the
was
Knicks,
already
as
down
good
20 plus points coming into the fourth. That's why they sat them down. They was getting their ass whooped.
but they could
So
have played
yes, they
20,
threw in
20
the
points of
towel.
basketball. I mean, that's a big lead, but like the Celtics with how good of a 3 point shooting team they is, they could have definitely, tried to win that game and come back. And it's a solid win for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? It's a solid win. But this doesn't change anything for the Knicks.
It
They have issues
it
with their
does
team that
it
Randall they had issues that Randall fixes with that team. And
they
without
better
him,
without Randall though.
they better without Randall. Come on, man.
Yes. Yes. They a better defensive team. They a more fluent offensive team without Randall. Now if Randall comes back, I bring him off the bench. But I'm not gonna let him
Bring
ruin
him
what they
off the
got going.
bench. Nigga.
Yes.
Bro, Herm. I know it's like a narrative going on by Julius Randle, right? But can we please just be serious? Like he's a great player, all
He,
NBA player.
he's a
What do you?
solid player. He's not great. He's
I mean,
cool, but not great.
if you make the All NBA,
The Knicks played the Pacers in the first round, man.
yeah, they beat the Pacers in the first round. They beat the Pacers. The
They
Pacers
go
ain't
beat
on the.
they go beat the Milwaukee or Philly. They
They
gonna
have
beat one
no
of them.
chance against Philly or Milwaukee if
Yes,
they're
they
healthy.
do. Yes, they do.
Bro, home, bro. Okay, I'm gonna ask you one question. What guy
Giannis shouldn't
outside?
even
Hold on.
play,
What?
to
Hold
be
on.
honest.
Hold on.
If Giannis
Outside of
plays, I'm most definitely cooking the Milwaukee Bucks if they play Giannis. Giannis should not play.
so Herm, outside of Jalen Brunson, what other guys do they have that can like create shots for other teammates to score consistently outside of Jalen Brunson?
If you've been watching the Knicks, Devin Chenzo been doing that.
David Chinzo is
Nah,
cool. He's more of a connector.
when I'm saying, if you've been watching the Knicks, he's
I
been
have.
solid for them all year. He's
He's
been
been
he actually passes the ball well. He been great off the dribble. He's been a knockdown shooter. OG Anunoby, you saw his presence last night. Them niggas might get the second seed while they bullshit. Man, look, man.
hey
If I
nigga, hey nigga, you that's not a good thing.
they won game behind the Bucks.
Nigga, if I'm being honest with you, Herm, the Bucks, if the Bucks are smart, they want the Knicks to get the second seed. Because if the Knicks get the second seed, the
I
niggas going
mean,
home
not
first
but
round.
Indiana owns the Bucks, so the Bucks most definitely
No, no,
going home in
no,
the
no,
first round.
no,
And
no.
then if
What?
Giannis don't play,
Indiana,
Indiana will
Indiana,
beat y'all.
nigga, Indiana is Bucks, bro. Any team in the playoffs besides the
Y'all don't
Magic,
play defense. That's why Indiana would beat y'all. Y'all can't
nigga.
stop them.
What defense is Indiana playing?
It don't matter. They can outscore y'all. Their
The Bucks are
offense is better than y'all.
the Bucks are 15th ranked defensively. That's the average, and top five in offense.
I mean, they
The Pacers is like bro. The Pacers are like
only reason they top 15 because they started off the season with a easy ass schedule. They dropped off because remember
no,
they were
no,
actually top five in defense at first until
no. They
after the
were
All
not,
Star break.
nigga. What?
The defense
When Adrian Griffin was coaching the
the
Bucks,
defense was better with Adrian Griffin.
no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
What? What?
I
Nah,
put
this is crazy.
I put
This is
I put
crazy.
it I put it like this, bro. If you want to trust the Bucks against the Pacers, I know you don't bet, but you need to bet that.
Hold on. The Bucks had their defense with Adrian Griffin was 25 in the NBA. They were the 25th ranked defense with Adrian Griffin coaching, with Doc Rivers at top 18. They've been the 12th best defense since acquiring Doc Rivers. I don't know what to tell you. Like defensively, they got way better with Doc, even though offensively they kind of fell off a little bit because stricter schedule. But it's like
The Bucks just not good.
you
It's
can't
not a
bring up
good basketball team.
neither and the Pacers are nigga.
The Pacers just a bad matchup for y'all because how they move the ball and how they are offensively. Since y'all can't play any defense, the Pacers
It,
are
and
better
the
are
and the
better
Pacers
three
can't play
point.
no defense.
The Pacers are a better 3-point shooter team than
Worst
y'all.
rebounding team.
No, they got guys that can stretch the floor all five positions. Pascal Siakam kind of resolves the rebounding issue because he could rebound, and I think he'll do a great job
You're still
rebounding
not going to
against y'all.
you're not going to out rebound the
Siakam
Bucks.
always has success against Giannis if he plays. Even though Giannis, I advise the Celtics the
The
Milwaukee
nigga
Bucks
played one time against
organization
Giannis.
that he shouldn't play because if he plays, I blame the Bucks organization for being stupid for risking that man's career like that. So he shouldn't even play. But for you to underestimate the Knicks, that just shows that you're biased. That just shows that you're not a real basketball fan.
To
That just
underestimate
shows
the
that you're
Knicks is I
very
don't got them making the
disrespectful to them.
finals. Y'all niggas is
And that's
decent.
just how it is. No, you think they ain't you think they don't have a chance against the Bucks of Philly. And I think you out your rabbit
They
ass mind.
don't. Without their second best player, they don't.
You out your damn mind. You are out your fucking mind.
Without their
You say
second
that.
best player, Herm, you think they got a chance at beating
They
Philly?
been playing good without the nigga.
Nigga, they were nigga in March, in the month of March when Julius Randle was playing, they were 17-3.
Nigga, they ain't played 20 games in March. So you gotta be talking about February before the All
I
Star
think it was
break.
February and March. Yeah, I think it was like month of March or February. You know what I'm saying? They when they first made that OG trade and when Randall was healthy, well, they were hooping. That's when
Yeah,
people
but the
that's when
Knicks,
people were saying the Knicks
but
could make
you
a
want to
deep
know the
playoff
common
run.
denominator? The Knicks started losing when OG got hurt and would miss the games. That's when the Knicks start falling off. OG played last night, and you see the immediate impact that OG Anunoby had on that game last night, guarding Jason Tatum. Man, look, I'm telling you, man, Boston Celtics, they better be beware of the New York Knicks. And guess what? If the NBA
Boston got to be
take
worried about the Knicks. What?
Yes, and if the NBA is smart, why not bring the NBA Finals to Gotham City? Why not let New York Knicks host the NBA Finals? That'll be good for basketball, and that'd be
I agree
great
with
for
you
the
there.
game if they do that. At the end of
I
the
agree with
day,
you there.
nobody in the East gonna beat anybody in the West anyway. So you might as well let the Knicks make it, like you been letting Miami Heat been making it for the last few
The only
years.
the only the only
If the
team
Miami Heat could do it, what the hell makes you think the Knicks can't do it if the Heat could do it? And the Knicks roster
with the
is
Heat.
better than what the Heat had last year.
I mean that Heat team. It was more than just roster, right? They had first of all, Jimmy Butler was going crazy, right? He was going insane. Defensively, they were amazing throughout that whole entire playoffs. And then Eric Spoelstra is like the best X's and O's coach in the entire
Tom
league.
Thibodeau
Tom
actually
Thibodeau was really good, but he ain't Eric Spoelstra.
Tom Thibodeau defensively is a better defensive guy than Eric Spoelstra. And like I said, he actually got a wing that he could really game plan to put on and could tell him the scouting report how to defend guys. He had defenders like a Tony Allen, and Tony Allen always gave credit to Tom Thibodeau about how he even elevated
I'm
his
rooting for them Bucks
defensive
to lose.
ability and defensive intensity. So I'm telling you now, Tom Thibodeau never had a defender his time with the Knicks like an OG
I
Anunoby.
agree.
With him having that now, OG Anunoby is gonna make it difficult for the
Herm,
New York Knicks. What's happening?
they going six. They might take the Celtics six,
They
maybe
going seven
five,
games.
7 games, nigga. But you underrated Julius Randle's
Ain't that
impact to the
Mars in
Knicks.
here?
I can see if Julius Randle was there. No Randle, there's no way it's going 7.
It's
No
going
way.
seven. They better without Randall.
But how are they better without? Randle is like he's gotten so much better this year. So much better. Shot selection, defense has gotten better. He still gives them a lot. Like with rebounding, Julius Randle was really a really great rebounder for that team. Shot creator, so he don't all the
Okay, they
pressure is
got
not.
other rebounders: Isaiah Hartenstein,
Hold
Mitchell
on, hold on.
Robinson. They got other rebounders on that squad.
Let me get my piece up real quick. And also in the playoffs, we would need another guy, so you can't play a boxing one on Jalen Brunson because that's what they're going to do. They're going to trap Jalen Brunson and make guys like Dante DiVincenzo and OG Anunoby have to create shots for themselves. Let's be honest, they're not that good at that. So that's why you need a guy like Julius Randle who can do that. He can draw fouls for you. He can push your team in foul trouble. He can create shots. He can pass the ball. He can get you second chance opportunities with his rebounding. Without Julius Randle, this Knicks team is completely different. They're still a good team without him, but if they really want to make it to a conference finals, to a finals, they're going to need another guy that can take pressure off of Jalen Brunson, so he doesn't have to do everything for that team offensively. You see what I'm saying?
I think you really underestimating the Knicks, and it's completely showing with your talking points right now, bro. I finna run you down some shit because I normally don't even do this stat shit. I normally don't run down numbers like that because I truly don't like doing that. But I finna let you know that these guys, man, when it comes to, dang, I gotta see, yeah, the shooting stats. When it comes to field goal percentages, with 3-point percentage, 'cause that's what they really need to do. Look, they improved their shooting. And end of the day, what the New York Knicks been able to do. Um, you had you had Hart been balling ever since the trade. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
McBride, he actually been solid out the bench, and he's been very effective from the 3-point line. Um, you got Hardenstein being great off the bench. You got who else been? Who else? DiMincenzo, he's shooting 40% from the three. Mitchell Robinson, he gonna take care of the rebounding issues along with Hardenstein and Jericho Sims as well. People forget about Jericho Sims, how he's been, what's we call it, and OG Anunoby and Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich been solid as well. People don't realize how Bogdanovich been
He's been
playing.
all right.
Nah, but he's been solid enough to the point where that you can't leave him open. OG Anunoby, surprisingly, a lot of people don't look at him like that, but he's been shooting 38% for the 3-point line, been very efficient from the 3-point line. The New York Knicks from the three as a team, they've been very solid, and I'm telling you this now. Why you underestimating them? Why you really thinking that they really can't get it done? They just play hard for one another. They hustle. They got guys like a Jericho Sims, Mitchell Robinson, and Hardenstein. They do the dirty work. They do the small things. You got an elite wing defender that which they didn't have throughout the season. That's why they made the trade because they realized if we are going to compete, if we really do want to have a chance to advance further, we need a real deal two-way guy, a lockdown defender type player, and OG Anunoby. He could contain anybody you could think of. They played the Sixers. He will lock up Tyrese Max. If they play the Milwaukee Bucks, he will lock up Dame Lillard. If they play the Boston Celtics, he will lock down Jason Tatum. When you got that type of defender that you could throw on the key guys that put buckets in the basket, man, they got a great chance. And if Boston got to rely on a guy like Jaylen Brown to have to carry the load because OJ and Anobi giving Jason Tatum issues, the New York Knicks go. Better yet, the Knicks will win the 6 games. They will actually win the 6 games. I'm telling y'all now. Y'all better look at this shit. And Hitman, hey, one thing we know, your son's shit water. Your sons ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. So Hitman, you might want to shut the hell up and focus on what y'all gonna do next year and how in the hell y'all go finesse a team to take Bradley Beal contract. Cause other than that, the Suns ass is through.
Ain't nobody taking on Bradley Beal. The teams will be,
They gotta finesse it though. I don't know how they gonna do it, but they gotta finesse it.
they got to somehow finesse Brooklyn to give him a Mikal Bridges again. They got to
I
finesse
don't know
Brooklyn.
how that shit go. I don't know how they gonna pull it out, but they got to.
Yeah.
And the Sixers, you never could trust a team that ain't never been past the second round in the Embiid era. So you can't even trust him. So
Well, I mean that don't make no sense. You got them beating don't you got Philly beating Milwaukee and Boston in the first round?
say that again.
Don't you got Philly beating Milwaukee and or Boston in the first round?
Nah, I got Philly upset in Milwaukee.
Why?
Cause for one, you guys not 100%. For two, Damian Lillard, y'all just been that terrible to the point where Maxey gonna get whatever he wants. Tobias Harris probably averaged 20 in that series, and Joel Embiid go eat Giannis for lunch. Brooke Lopez,
Never. He's
he's a
never done that. But okay, I guess
he would eat him for lunch.
niggas get claimed.
Giannis, Giannis hasn't done shit. Hey, Hitman, you can say a silly ass take, but your little nappy head ass came in
Also,
there with
so
your
you
take.
here's why that don't make sense. So you got the beating the Bucks team. that's made multiple deep postseason runs and won the championship. But you can't apply the same logic. So okay. The reason you don't have Philly
The Milwaukee
beating
Bucks
hold
not
on,
the
hold on.
same team.
They got a lot of the same players.
They not the
But
same team. Brook Lopez is older. He can't even move. He can't even move her for damn. He look like he's 78 out there on the court. Um, but with Bobby Porter's your second best player, that's alarming in
he's not the
itself.
second best player, nigga.
Yes,
What are you
he is.
talking about?
He's been playing better basketball than Damian Lillard. Yes, he has.
Man, did you even watch that Magic game? Because Dame was really good versus the Magic.
Dame Lillard never been good because he never plays defense. So I don't
Bob,
take him
nigga,
serious.
who do you think Bobby Portis is? That nigga don't play defense either.
Bobby Porter's play better defense than Dame Lillard. Hell, you play better defense than Dame Lillard. Hell, Hitman play better defense than Dame Lillard. Hell, Herm play better defense than Dame Lillard. Texas T play better defense than Dame Lillard. J-Man play better defense than Dame Lillard. Man, nobody don't take the Bucks serious. And if the Milwaukee Bucks risk Giannis' career, man, I filed a petition to get the owner removed immediately for the Milwaukee Bucks if they play this man. Giannis should not play in these playoffs because he go do the same thing KD did. I'm telling you now, that is serious. I take that shit serious. Do not risk that man career out there, man. And hit man, I score 40 on you, but you play better defense than Dame Lillard. So man, end of the day, hey Mario would play better defense. Mario would have a cigar in his mouth, drinking some tequila, and would play
Mm-hmm.
better defense than Dame Lillard.
So
Man,
you
look,
got
nobody's not
man,
worried about
I
no
guess,
damn Dame Lillard.
nigga.
It's
They
that
got,
bad, nigga. It's that bad. But
we
I
just gonna
don't
have to
want the
see.
Milwaukee Bucks to risk Giannis' career. I do not want that. I would be pissed off if he plays, bro. I would really be mad. Cause they risking that man's career. This nigga had to get helped off the court without getting a touch. And Hitman 211 too nasty, man. I can't drink that cheap ass shit, man. My body won't even allow me to drink cheap shit. My body would say, Herm, that shit, man, that shit too cheap for your blood, man. I'm gonna throw that shit up, man. As soon as I take a sip, I'm like, that shit, I'm throwing this shit right up.
So you giving up on your Miami Heat, Herm?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that the Knicks can beat the Heat. The Knicks are very capable of beating the Heat in the 7 game series, and the Knicks are very capable of beating the Boston Celtics in the 7 game series. See, a lot of guys trying to downplay it, they not trying. The Boston Celtics. If that's the case, why the hell you playing? You already clinched the number one seed. You already clinched the best record in the league. You already won 60 plus games. What more can you do? Rest their ass if they're not gonna take it serious. So that's why I tell y'all niggas when y'all come with them dumbass talking points, they wasn't trying. They tried, nigga, because they wanted to set the tone and basically let it be known that nobody could fuck with them and it backfired. Boston got to live with that. You done gave that team some confidence. You got to deal with that shit now. And Texas T, I used
So
to
team, so
sell
from
dog
Herm,
food.
because
I don't
because
smoke dog
Herm,
food. I sell it. I sell it to niggas like you, nigga. Man, look, man. Man, look,
hey Herm,
man.
how many teams you think can even beat Boston in a series in the Eastern Conference? Because I
I
mean, you just
think
got
I
everybody
think it's
beating them.
I think it's 3 teams that could beat Boston.
What's the three?
The three for sure. The
Yeah.
three I got the Miami Heat that could beat them. I damn
Okay.
sure got the New York Knicks can beat them. I got the Philadelphia 76ers can beat them.
Why got? But Philly, hold on. So the Philly can't beat the Knicks, right? Because they ain't even
No.
make it past the second round with Embiid. But they can beat Boston, even though they still haven't made it
If
past the
Philly,
second
if
round with
Philly, if
Embiid.
Philly fuck around and be the AFC, they could upset Boston in the first round. It still doesn't mean that they could get past the second round.
So why you don't?
But
So that same logic. So I don't
they would
understand it.
play the
So
Knicks.
you
They would play
trust?
the
So
Knicks.
do
They
you
would play the Knicks in the second round though. So
you trust Philly more than you trust Boston?
I don't trust the East is wide open. There's no guaranteed team coming at the East.
It's no guarantee he ain't coming out the West either.
Yes, it is.
What the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, Denver Nuggets. They coming out, bro.
I
They,
mean
they
that
said
they're my pick,
they
but
they sent the
I see some.
message. They sent the message against Minnesota, man.
I mean no cat, but yeah, okay.
They sent the real message.
With
That's how
Cat,
you send messages. Boston tried to do the same thing, but they got their ass whooped.
the Nuggets are fighting for the 1 seed.
But Boston is in a dangerous situation. This is all or nothing for them. If Boston do not win this year, the team is getting broken up.
Oh man, listen, nigga. If Boston, because I know they're not gonna win. If we're being serious, like Jason Tatum is simply just not a number one on the Cowboys. He's a number two. They got a lot of number twos over there, but with this team, I think they're the most talented team in the NBA by far. I think they're the most talented, top to bottom, solid bench, best starting lineup in the league. Right? They have one of the best net ratings in NBA history. If they lose this year, I don't think they'll ever win a championship with Jason Tatum as the number one. Because how much more do you need? You know what I'm saying? If you lose this year, how much more do you need to win the championship?
You got
So
to break up. You got to break up that fraudulent duo and Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. You got to break that duo up, and you got to start over and just build around Jason Tatum. That's what I do if I'm Boston. You gotta let one of them go, and Jalen Brown would be the easy. And then what
Jason
made it
Tatum and Jaylen
alarm?
Brown don't complement each other either. They don't really
Yeah,
complement each other.
I'm gonna tell you what made it alarming the horror that making me think that they going to do that if they don't win. They gave Drew Holiday that extension, that 135
Mm-hmm.
million dollar extension. So I think it's the strong realm of possibility that Boston be like, hey man, we go lock up Drew Holiday, but just in case we get our ass kicked, we need to trade Jaylen Brown so we can get Jason Tatum. Possibly he gonna have the biggest contract in NBA history. So you
Mm-hmm.
gotta you gotta go ahead break that up. So you don't want to be capped all the way out just between those three guys.
You gotta remember, Derek White, he getting paid too. Derek White got to get paid. Kristaps, he's getting paid. It's going to get to
That's
a point
one.
where they're not going to have any depth at all off coming off the bench. They're just going to have like vet minimums off the bench because they paying all these guys a lot of money. Derek White's going to get like 30 million. Kristaps Porzingis, he already signed a contract for like 30 million. Jaylen Brown is making 300 million. You know what I'm saying? He has the highest contract in the NBA. And then Jason Tatum, you already know he's going to get a bag. He might even get like 400 some million. He gonna get a bag. So this team, they have their window was like they have a long window to win the championship. But I think this has to be the year because once the more and more you wait, the contracts is going to start to pile up. You know what I'm saying? And your team is going to get weaker because you can't afford to keep a Peyton Pritchard. You're not going to be able to afford to keep an Al Horford. You know what I'm saying? Executive Tillman, players of that caliber. So they got to do something quick, man.
Yeah, I totally agree with Boston, man. I just don't see anything good coming from it. I think Brad Stevens and I partially blame Danny Ainge too at the time. They didn't make the necessary moves to really get them over the hump. They had a lot of collateral at one point that they could have made some
They
moves,
they
but
could
they
have they could
didn't.
have pushed for KD. That would
Yeah,
have now if they would have got KD. Now we like okay because Jason Tatum as a number two, he will move to a number two. KD as a number one, and obviously they probably would have kept like Robert Williams or somebody like that. They probably would have gave up Derek White, Marcus Smart. You know what I'm saying, Jaylen Brown. But again, when you got KD a true number one, even though how he won his championships was fraudulent, Kevin Durant is still miles better than Jason Tatum. Now we're really talking. Now I got a lot of confidence in this team. But as long as you got a guy like Jason Tatum as your number one, bruh, when I'll be watching him play in the clutch, bro, he be taking some of the worst shots you want your star player to take in the clutch. Turn around, like just overworking, not getting easy buckets, not getting to the rim, drawing fouls. When he does do that, he's really good at it. Turn around, spin jumpers, post fades, step back 30-foot, 35-foot threes. It's just not good to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to watch him in the clutch. Some of the horrible shots he be taking. He wanted to be Kobe so bad, he just ain't Kobe. So if they had a guy like Kevin Durant who you can rely on in the clutch, he's going to get to his spots. He's going to get to the rim, put pressure on the rim, get to that mid-range pull-up, you know what I'm saying, elbow shot. That's a difference maker. If Kawhi was on this team. But even if like a SGA was on this team, I'd be looking at this team completely differently. Even if there was like an Anthony Edwards on the team, I'll be looking at this team completely differently. But they don't got that type of guy on this team, so I don't trust them. I just don't.
Hey, but I like that because I was the one actually saying that they should have traded for KD. They should have immediately traded for him in 2021. They had the players to get him. They would have had a great opportunity to win at that time, and he would have been
Mm-hmm.
that veteran presence and superstar presence, a true number one that could have supplemented Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, and could have helped them grow even more, to evolve even more, because they didn't even have to get rid of those two to get them. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I think Boston would have been in the great spot, but since they was being lazy and was hoping that Jason Tatum elevate to superstardom, in which he still hasn't got done yet. I mean, they really messed up, man. They dropped the ball. They had so many assets that they wasted
Mm-hmm.
on, man. That's sad what Boston did, and I think it's karma for how they did Ime Udoka, and I also think it's karma for how they treated Isaiah Thomas.
Yep.
Ha- So I think that's part of the reason why they go lose too. And Jay, man, I think KD would have been good though, because he would have been surrounded by some talent. KD is very great when he got a great defensive team around him, and he got two young bulls that would have complimented him better, and they would not have had any egos. See, the big three in Brooklyn, they all had egos. KD, Kyrie, and Harden had egos, but he's dealing with some young bulls that don't have ego. Golden State, the only nigga that had an ego was Draymond. Clay and Steph don't have egos, so it was easy for him to adapt
Clay
to this.
definitely got an ego. For sure.
I mean, he has as of late, and it's rather deserved. But at that time, he didn't. This is fully healthy Clay we talking about back then. This is an older Clay because he feel like he should get treated a different way due to what he brought to that franchise and what he meant to that franchise. But Kevin Durant with two guys that don't have an ego because they really haven't earned the right to have an ego, that would have been perfect for him, and he would have been around a defensive environment.
Mm-hmm. Like Katie does well around great teams. He does well against a team that's already like you know what I'm saying has a foundation to it. That's already proven to make deep postseason runs. You just put him on that team, he does good. When they KD got traded to Phoenix, they traded pretty much all their assets that they had when they made that finals run to get KD and put around different people around him. If we being honest, if they would have kept Chris Paul over Bradley Beal and just traded away DeAndre Ayton for better role players, they would have been in a better position than they are now. They would have been in a better position, if we being honest.
They should have traded for some role players.
They should have just
Sometimes
traded DeAndre Ayton, yep. Role
I would have
players.
traded DeAndre Ayton for some role players. Like I probably would have contacted Toronto and be like, "Hey, look, I know y'all gonna make some moves. I know y'all gonna eventually get rid of OG and Siakam. What if I give you a cornerstone that you can build on with
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Ayton? I trade DeAndre Ayton, and you give me
They
OG and whatever contract you're trying to get off, and
Yeah,
we can
they
go
would have
from
probably
there."
tried to get OG and Gary Trent, right? And for
Yeah.
for probably like DeAndre Ayton, you know what I'm saying, probably throw them some second round picks and like maybe like a first, a couple first, maybe two first round picks. You know what I'm saying, pick swaps, DeAndre Ayton, and yeah, they get back Gary Trent and they get back OG. That Suns team is nasty, bro. With Chris Paul floor generating that offense with Devin Booker and KD off ball, it would have been in a way better position than they are with this trash isolation. Come on.
Yeah, but it's all with, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right, Herm, I'm a head up, man.
I bet I probably for the end the video too, because I'm gonna do a video on the Celtics later on.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cook the Celtics through the hard way. I wanted to give the Knicks some credit because a lot of people sleeping on them, and I see something in them that a lot of people don't see, and people don't understand the immediate impact OG Anunoby made. We seen since he been injured. When he was injured, he missed a lot of those games. Why they was struggled a little bit and being a mediocre 500 team since the All Star break. But when he came back, they immediately elevated to the next level and they gave Boston Celtics trouble. So I'm telling y'all now how it's gonna go.
I agree. I don't think they beat the Celtics, but I do think the Celtics. I think the Celtics are going to wind up sleeping on a lot of teams because I think they're going to take a lot of these teams a little bit too lightly, and they're going to get caught up. They're going to probably get caught slipping. Like if they somehow if they get in Miami or a Philly in the first round, but that's going to be a dogfight. That's going to be a dogfight for them, and they have a chance of losing that series because although Jason Tatum might be slightly better than Jimmy Butler, right in the playoffs, I'm taking Jimmy Butler all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the guy. I'm taking him all day in the playoffs over Jason Tatum. So you gonna see.
Hey Hitman, I'm gonna end up doing the Suns video, and I want you to be there for start to finish, and I want you to and I want you to you follow the Suns. That's your favorite team, so your expertise on this matter, would need to be addressed. But to say that Nahara got cokehead logic because he talked about the Suns are better off keeping CP3 and just should have tried to trade DeAndre Ayton for some crucial role players. I mean, I don't think that's not a bad choice of words, or that's not a bad take. That's actually a solid take because you seen what the hell happened, what's going on right now. Y'all shit water can't stop a soul. You almost lost to the the G League strippers, and you sitting around here still feeling good about your team. I just think you naive. I just think you delusional, and I just think you don't want to face the music that them bastards are not a good basketball team. So that's what you need to realize. And Hitman on top of that, yes, I feel you how you feel about CP3 because he is most definitely responsible for hindering DeAndre Ayton for actually getting better and showcasing how good he could be and stop his growth. So if you mad at that, I understand because he did stop DeAndre Ayton's growth. But outside of that, yeah, I wasn't doing shit before CP3. I was not making the playoffs every damn year. So CP3 obviously was good enough to help y'all get to the finals. He was obviously good enough to be unstoppable against the strippers in the Western Conference Finals to get y'all there. So obviously you can't diss CP3 too bad, but he did hinder DeAndre Ayton's growth though. So I mean, Hitman, you can have a love hate when it comes to CP3 because he did both. He elevated the Suns, but he hindered DeAndre Ayton. And CP3 was the reason why y'all beat the strippers though in the Western Conference Finals. Cause Pat Bev, Terrence, man, the combination of those guys on Devin Booker, they did give him a hard time. Hitman, he did miss the 2 games, but he was very instrumental though. Cause you remember the series were tied 2-2. He was very instrumental though. In that series, those last couple of games for y'all to win 6 games. Really, Paul George, the reason why the Clippers didn't take advantage, because Paul George was missing key free throws. He wasn't he wasn't clutch in late in games against y'all. So really, Paul George let y'all off the hook with his weak mental minded ass. Hitman, that's what I'm saying. But he was instrumental in game 5 and game 6. Hell, and that's where he was instrumental. Nigga, he was good in those 2 games. And that's all he needed to do, be good in 5 and 6. Yes. Did y'all lose when he first came back? Yes. But at the end of the day, he was good at 5 and 6. And I didn't say anything about game 1. I was saying he was instrumental in that series. He's the reason why y'all beat the strippers. That's all I'm saying. Because they were slowing down Devin Booker. They couldn't stop CP3 for some reason. CP3 closed the deal. You gotta give him credit for that. Hey, Hitman, you gotta give that nigga credit for that, man. But Paul George let you off the hook though with his mediocre play, and you got guys around YouTube saying Paul George better than Kyrie Irving. Now, Hitman, that's crack man. That's crackhead logic. When you saying Paul George is better than Kyrie Irving, and somebody if people believe that, now that's crackhead logic. But Hitman, I think y'all kind of made it tough. But Tyronn Lue did make adjustments though. That's why they did come back in that series because they did make some slight adjustments to kind of slow y'all down, and they was throwing different looks at Devin Booker, and you gotta be mindful. Devin Booker was young at the time, so he still had that was his really first playoff run, so he had to understand how to handle situations that Ty Lue and the clip strippers on threw that at him. Mason Howard, long story, brother about the Negroes that's walking around YouTube saying Paul George better than Kyrie Irving. I don't know where they find these niggas at. I really started to blame Hitman, man, because Hitman used to be the guy that would go on the limb and say some crazy shit. But the difference between Hitman and them, though, Hitman would fuck around and come with some good ass facts. Why his off the wall statement would be justified, but these niggas don't have no justification of why Paul George is better than Kyrie Irving. All they did, all them niggas did was go to land the basketball and pull up accolades and try to say, well, this is why Paul George better than Kyrie, and use simple talking points that well he has more defensive accolades. Duh. Most guys gonna have better defensive accolades when the guy's 6'7", 6'8", compared to a guy that is 6'1" or 6'2". You really can't name that many 6'1" or 6'2" guys that get consistently all defensive teams year after year outside of niggas like a Chris Paul that have who else was 6'1", 6'2", that was getting defensive accolades like that. Jason Kidd, but he really 6'3", 6'4". Gary Payton, guys like that. But you really don't find small guards that are elite that would be there. Hey, but Hitman, yeah, I don't care about you being retired. I still blame you. You used to say some crazy shit, but you was good at, you was good at articulating why you said things that you said. These niggas are not good at articulating to explain why Paul George is better than Kyrie Irving, other than pulling up land of basketball to articulate a point. I think that's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. That's all you could do is bring up land of basketball to you know what I'm saying, bring up a point. Kyrie Irving, if you watch film, if you could break down film, has shown capabilities of playing defense at a high level. Cleveland didn't just beat Golden State in 2016 because LeBron and Kyrie were scoring and will. They beat the Warriors in 2016 because they was able to clamp down a half court defense. They all was going over screens. They was playing great man to man defense. They really didn't switch a lot because they were going over those screens. And they play and Kyrie Irving showed the capability of playing defense at a high level. Does he make all defensive teams? No. Some guys is not going to do that. But we seen Kyrie Irving when it matters the most, he could bucket down. He could hold his own, and he's a solid defender when given the chance. And Big Q, Hitman ain't gonna duck no smoke now. Hitman's schedule just crazy as hell. But outside of that, Hitman he don't duck any smoke for nobody. Hitman just work too goddamn much. That's his problem. That's why we don't see Hitman as often as we used to, because Hitman works all the goddamn time. But an LBJ fan, I tell you one thing: the Knicks gonna go further than the Lakers. I know that much. The Knicks are going further than the Lakers because you want to know why? The Lakers are going home in the play-in. This was going to happen. LBJ fan, the Lakers are going to go to State home in that 9-10 matchup. But guess what? The Kings gonna lose to the Pelicans. So the Lakers face the Kings. You know Sabonis owns Anthony Davis. The Kings go send y'all home. So not only Steph Curry was eliminated because of the Lakers gonna get eliminated by the Kings. So therefore, my prediction of saying Stephen Curry and LeBron James will both be at home is gonna come to fruition, gonna come true. And like I said, JJ Redick and LeBron James first podcast show around the playoffs. They gonna have Stephen Curry as a special guest. They gonna be drinking wine and had their version of the red table talk because Stephen Curry gonna be like how his wife was joining Jada Pickett on red table talk. So Stephen Curry gonna join LeBron James and JJ Redick. Same thing. So, in the end of the day, LBJ fans, just realize what's going to happen in that play-in. Uh, but I'm telling y'all this though. Stripper fans most definitely need to wake up. If you want to sleep on Kyrie Irving because he hasn't really done anything since he won a title, hell, you got three niggas on your team that hasn't done shit either. Harden and Westbrook ain't seen the finals in over 12 years. In over 12 years, them niggas ain't seen the finals. Paul George never sniffed the finals. Paul George basically done the same thing as Luka Doncic. They both been to a conference final. Yes, Paul George been to multiple, but the first couple of times he went to had a deep playoff run, he wasn't the best player on Indiana. Warren Hibbert was better in some of those postseason runs. And plus, Indiana was more of a team effort. They just played real physical and they was tough. They didn't have an all right star at that time. Paul George was not a star. Look at Paul George's playoff career numbers in Indiana. The nigga only averaged 19 points per game in his playoff career in Indiana, shooting 41% from the field in his playoff career in Indiana. They won't show you that, but they'll pull up laying the basketball to try to say why a nigga better than Kyrie Irving. Come on, man. And I cook them niggas another day. Cause them niggas act like hoes and act like, well, I don't know. Don't mention that man on my panel. Yeah, I could mention the pull up pod trash on my panel. Yeah, I can mention BJ and Thomas if you want to. I don't give a damn. If you like them, support them. You can tell me, hey, Herm, I support them niggas. Hey, Herm, I'm 10 toes behind Stripper Nation. I'm 100% behind BJ. I'm 100% behind Thomas. I agree with them, Herm. Herm, you capping, Herm. I roll it with the pull up pod trash. And that would be cool. And that's what you do. That's what you do. Like the realest, he's still my OG. I don't give a damn who support them niggas over there. He a stripper fan. I expect, well, he a Kawhi fan more than a stripper fan, but I expect the realest to try to support niggas that talk about his favorite player. But the realest still my nigga. But end of the day, y'all gonna get a huge awakening. Cause I'm gonna tell you why it's going to happen too, and y'all don't see the play. And I'm highly disappointed in y'all. And Ticket may fuck around and do a video on this shit. Look, y'all. LeBron James wants to be a New York Knick. And it would be highly convenient if the New York Knicks make a deep postseason run, whether it's conference finals or NBA finals. And guess what will happen? LeBron James will seek the opportunity to go to New York and be the reason why, if it's possible for the New York Knicks to win the NBA title, that would means he would be the guy that brought a title to New York City, which hasn't been done since 1971 when they had Walt Frazier, Willis Reed, and Phil Jackson also played for the New York Knicks at that time. So LeBron James understands basketball history That would mean a lot for his legacy to bring a title to Gotham City. So y'all don't sleep on it. And the New York Knicks are going to make a deep postseason run. It makes sense, and it makes business sense too. Let them make the postseason run. And I'm telling y'all this now. LeBron James would take the opportunity to join that team, especially if he feels they are close to winning. And he would have the satisfaction to say, I'm the reason why the New York Knicks got their first title in almost over, it is 50 years, in almost over 50, in 52 years. It would be 53 years if he joined the Knicks next year. I brought a title to New York City for the first time in 53 years. That'll be great on his resume. But y'all finna end this. Y'all hit that like button, man. If y'all not subscribed, subscribe. I'm out, y'all.